shorts gaming.
お前はもう死んでいる。
Hey Badger Army, it's Nick here, hoping you are all well. Well, we made it through February. February takes up less of our lives than any other month, and the last one feels probably even more of a blur than usual because of various reasons, lockdown being a large one of them. But yeah, what happened in February? Well, I mean, Valentine's Day served some purpose for a change, because at least for us single people, because it actually reminded us what day it was. So yeah, if you were forgetting what day it actually was during February, at least that was one reminder. February started out with the threat of snow, then it had snow, and then by the end of it we had ice cream vans running around as if we were in the middle of a heat wave. I mean, it probably did feel like a heat wave compared to what had happened recently. But yeah, it's almost like ice cream vans have a certain temperature threshold, which as soon as we reach, I think it's about 10 degrees Celsius, which is by no means at all hot, out they come. And you hear the ice cream van noises pretty much everywhere. Other notable things that happened in February, if you haven't heard my interview with the Badger on Phoenix FM, then you can listen to it. There'll be a link in the description. And I might also put a link to a Romantic Awareness Week video that I took part in a year ago against a really nice purple backdrop, which I kind of wish I had for this video. But yes, I did a video for Pink News all about being a romantic. So there's a few of us there talking about that. So yes, I'll go root that out for you and put that in the description as well. So there's one important thing that we need to address. Lockdown. It's not over yet. On March the 8th, the schools may reopen. You may find that the roads are more congested, buses and trains are getting more congested, and I don't know how they're going to organise social distancing in classrooms. But that is not a licence for you to invite your entire extended family over. Hate to be the bearer of bad news. You're probably not even going to be able to do that on April the 12th, when more things open up. The official date of social distancing and social contact limits being lifted has been given as the 21st of June. A bunch of music festivals happening after that date, apart from Glastonbury, have been selling hundreds of thousands of tickets at a faster rate than they've ever seen before. But it's worth remembering, running out and acting like the past few months haven't happened is not going to make that a reality. And that's going to be particularly gutting for the people who have started a countdown to June 21st page on Twitter. There's quite a few of them. I've only seen one so far, alongside a bunch of memes of people running naked down the street, which is apparently going to be happening all over London on June the 22nd. I'll believe that when I see it. It'll be a bit warmer than now, but still, maybe not to justify that. So yes, the thing we need to keep in mind is, yes, the vaccines have been happening. That's great. But we need to be careful now, and that will make the limits being lifted on June 21st a reality, and not just a vaguely specific date, which was mentioned in the government statement, because if they didn't mention a particular date, people would go ape. There was lots of talk about data, not dates, which I agree with. But yeah, they weren't going to get away with not having a specific date to plan to. Not necessarily to guarantee anything would happen on. We did talk a bit last time about the possibility of events happening over summer. Reading Festival was confirmed quite quickly, but then Reading Council said actually that's not set in stone yet. So it's a matter of wait and see. The next few weeks are going to be a big test for how effective the vaccination programme has been. And we all play a big part in that. That we need to remember. I was thinking about what else that I could talk about. February, believe it or not, was the 20th anniversary of Wikipedia's launch. It's hard to imagine a world without it now, but there you go. 2001, in February, Wikipedia was launched. And probably the only difference between how it looks now and how it looked back then was probably that the font was Times New Roman. It's also likely that the pages, despite their simple layout, still took a lot longer to load because we all still had dial-up internet back then. Yes, when the modem used to make strange noises. There's a whole generation of kids who probably, if they heard that now, they would probably be slightly worried that their computer had been possessed. No, it hadn't. That was how dial-up modems sounded back in the day. The thing with Wikipedia was that all of a sudden, information about celebrities you liked, whether they were film stars, sports stars, musicians, even politicians, you could find out as much information as you wanted about them at a glance really quickly. So if you were a fan of a celebrity that was bordering on slight obsession, you were able to find an awful lot of information about them very quickly to satisfy that obsession. That's probably a good thing, I think. Of course, nowadays, teachers generally discourage students from using Wikipedia for research, mainly for two reasons. One, it's never a good idea to get all your information from one source. As Sia, using Autism Speaks as the main item of research for her film Music, which has not had a very good reception, and I'm not surprised, has found out. 2. Wikipedia can be edited by pretty much anyone, including people who are not necessarily experts on that subject, so you never can tell. Of course, lots of people are like, well, it's in Wikipedia, so it must be true. Although, to be honest, it probably has a better success rate of actually being true than an awful lot of tabloid newspapers. I've been Nick Field. This has been Dropping the Mic Like I Can Afford Another One, and I will see you again soon.
Mr. Slender, yes, bring me a dream, do, that I've ever seen, please, your magic dream, Mr. Slendy, bring me a dream,